Hi everyone, my name is Emily Capshaw. As presented in my case study 1, I am the lead on the case with my current client. He is currently 6 years old and is nonverbal, using an AAC device as primary communication. As I stated in my last video, he currently needs gestural or full physical prompts to do this because he's not doing it as independently as we would like him to. So while he does mimic some echoics, he typically will not produce communication without a model, such as a video or from an adult. For my client, we are currently targeting 7 target behaviors, 2 of which are new behaviors from his last reassessment, and they are as follows. So the first target behavior is tantrums, and this is defined as screaming, yelling, crying, squatting or laying on the floor, and or pushing or throwing things around his vicinity, as well as throwing himself on the floor. So he is currently reported to engage in this about 5 to 7 times a day, and we use a Likert scale to determine the potential of intensity, and for this case it is a 10. So the function of this behavior is access to a preferred item or activity. So he'll often engage in tantrum behavior in order to get access to that. His next target behavior is physical aggression. This is defined as hitting, kicking, scratching, throwing things at others, and or punching others. He currently engages in this behavior up to 1 to 3 times a day, with the intensity being able to become an 8. The function of this behavior is, again, access to that preferred activity or escape from a task. So if there's something that he doesn't want to do, he will sometimes engage in physical aggression towards you. So his next target behavior is poor interaction with others. This is defined as being intrusive, unaware of boundaries, no awareness of social norms and or social cues. And that's at a current intensity of about a 10, and he engages in this about 1 to 3 times a day. So the function of this behavior is also access and escape. So as I mentioned in my first video, he will often get into adults or siblings' boundaries, especially when upset, forcing himself on you or on others or on furniture, things like that. So his next behavior is task refusal, and this is defined as refusing to complete age-appropriate self-care hygiene directives by sitting on the floor, rolling on the floor, and or attempting to run away from the person. So he'll currently engage in this from 6 to 8 times a day, with the intensity being able to become a 10. So the function of this behavior is escape. If he doesn't want to engage in toothbrushing, getting dressed, things like that, he will often engage in this behavior and try to escape the task. So his elopement is his next target behavior, which is being defined as leaving the family home, yard, or streets if parents are not holding his hand. He will run in school if somebody's not holding his hand. He currently has decreased this behavior, which he now engages in only 0 to 1 times a day, with the intention to be a potential of a 10. We are still targeting this though because we want to make sure that this is generalized across all environments. So the function of this behavior is escape if he's going somewhere he doesn't want to go, or it's a different change in his routine, such as a fire drill. He'll often try to elope from the situation. His next target behavior is personal space, which is one of the new target behaviors that we are targeting. And this is being defined as seeking sensory stimulation by jumping, sitting, crashing into, or climbing on adults. He does not currently have awareness of personal space or boundaries, so he will engage in this about 15 to 20 times a day. With it being a new target behavior, the intensity is a 10. Like I said, he'll jump on furniture, he'll jump from place to place in the house, and we are targeting this to hopefully find a safer option for this behavior. The function of it's being access, so he typically likes to do this to get that stemming sensory behavior out that he enjoys doing, as I mentioned in the first video. So then his last target behavior is sitting inappropriately to eat, and this is defined as He will come and go from the dining table, grazing on food, and will not sit for the duration of the mealtime. So this is something that he used to, we did not target this. This is a new one. He used to be able to do this. Unfortunately, due to his school structure and different classroom, he was able to graze throughout. So now we're trying to reteach that behavior of sitting appropriately while eating. So he will engage in this about 3 to 5 times a day with the intensity to become a 10. So instead of sitting down to eat, he will take his food, wander around the room, or just get up every now and then to go walk out to whatever he wants to do. The functions access or escape. So he's escaping from sitting at the table and wants to access probably a reinforcer such as his tablet or the TV. So the target behavior that I'm going to discuss for intervention is the tantrum behavior. So as stated, he will often do this when wanting access to a desired item or a preferred activity. The current intervention in place is accepting alternative choices. So this is defined as he will learn to accept that he cannot have his demands met immediately or that he cannot have his desired item or activity. He will learn to choose different activities when he is angry, upset, or sad. So for example, during session when I was with him, he engaged in tantrum behavior due to not being able to access the next level on his tablet game. It was locked on his tablet, so he engaged in the tantrum behavior. So in order to intervene, we were able to get him to pick an alternative game that would allow him to move forward once he was calm. So looking at tantrum behaviors, it's something that is going to give him a different choice that's either a safer option or just something that he can have right at that moment if it's not the desired or preferred activity. So this intervention is functionally relevant to this behavior because he is learning to be able to choose other items or activities when a desired item or activity is unavailable to him. So while accepting alternative choices is not necessarily evidence-based, we do practice this intervention using parent training as well as video modeling, such as using social stories. Since videos are a preferred activity for my client, this does help him to better understand the information as well as the parents to help so that they can intervene when an RBT is not present. Thank you.